welcome to my YouTube channel Kadam Academy. Under the Python video series, friend, today's lecture session 3 on the starting Python in different execution modes. There are two different modes you can see. One is the Python command prompt. You can visualize this window, black window with the detail of the Pythons. Here is the program. We can directly type on the command prompt or the Python. And another execution mode is Python IDLE, Integrated Development and Learning Environment. Under this, what will happen here, where to see, you can see here file, edit. These options are, you can easily click on it like a Windows. But here directly you have to type the program for the Python, the command prompt. It's two way we can execute the program and we can get it the answer. So we can run the program under this Python. And one by one we'll see. For the starting with the, click on the start icon. After this, you will appear this window. Here, the two options you can there. After click on the Python 3.7, whatever the version you have installed. After installation, it will appear like this. Then the installation is successful. The Python IDLE or Python command prompt 3.7, 64-bit or 32-bit, whatever the computer configuration, it will display here. If you click on this Python 3.7, 64-bit, the Python command line or prompt. Under this, you can visualize here the Python like this window will be appear, and directly you can type here commands, and when we enter, it will appear like this. So this is the one of the command, like print inside the bracket, this colon, welcome to Python for mechanical engineering. It is close. And after entering, it will appear like this. Friend, this is the demo to you to show the command Python command prompt. Another type IDLE, Python IDLE. For this, again click on this Windows and it will appear like this. And this here, when we click on this IDLE, the Python, this screen will appear, the Python shell. Under this shell, we can create new file or save the file or open the file, previous file. Here, what is the difference in both the things? In the Python command, directly you have to run the program. If the program is of very long length or number of lines are there, and we want to change the program, so we cannot change that. We cannot save that program in Python command. But in this case, Python IDLE, we can save the file here as any XYZ file .py as a Word file, that notepad file. There are a number of supporting notepad is one of the supporting file we can save in the notepad and as a extension .py. So friend, these are the two things are there. And one more thing we are going to study in this lecture, commenting in the Python. While studying in the programming, with comments we can write that by start any line will start with the hash on the line, that is called a line comment. These consecutive single quotes start with the like this symbols and the end with this symbol. That three quotes paragraphs, that is called a paragraph comment. When in the Python, the interpreter sees, means in the programming, it start with this hash symbol. It ignores all the text after the hash on the same line. Similarly, when it sees triple quotes like this, it can scan for a next triple quote and ignores any text in between the triple quotes marks. Triple quote starting, triple quote end. In between this, that will, the number of paragraphs are there. It will not consider for the programming execution. So friend, these are the commenting in Python. We see the one demo for the programming.
So let's begin. Now, we live in this universe where whatever we want to do, we require a machine. Like we want to send an email, we do it using a machine. We have to instruct the computer on any device just how to do it, and they will do it without any hesitation. We also have Siri and Google Assistant in our smartphones, and we just need to tell them to do something, and they will do it instantly. But how do they understand what we want them to do? For that, we have programs. These programs convert English language to some language which the computer understands. And that is the binary language, which is in zeros and ones. So today we will start execution on Python. So we won't do it on PyCharm, but we will do some normal execution on the IDLE to just get an idea and a basic hand of Python. So open up your IDLE and let's go. Let's start with some basic mathematical operation. So for addition, we do like 2 plus 3, enter, and it gives 5. Subtraction, 5 minus 3, enter, it gives 2. Multiplication, 5 to 2 will give 10. And for division, so 10 by 5 and it gives 2.0. So why did we get 2.0 as the answer for division? The answer for that is because when we divide numbers, we can also get an answer in points. For example, let's take another one like 10 by 3. Here we get 3.33. So that is the reason we got 2.0 as the answer for a previous division. These numbers that have points in them are called float, while the normal numbers are called integers. Now, what if we want the quotient? For that, we can do 10 and then we have to give double division sign and then 3, which will give us 3. This double division sign is known as integer or float division. What if we want like the remainder? So for that, we can do 10 multiplication sign 3 and then we enter, it will give us 1. This multiplication sign stands for modulus. We can also do combinations of these operations. For example, let's take 10 minus 5 plus 8 and enter, that will give us 13. But in this case, we have to write all the three operations and the operand. But if we don't write it, it will give us an error. So for example, I do 10 minus 5 plus. And here I haven't given a third number, right? When I enter, it will give us a error saying syntax error. Let's move ahead. So I'll just take it down. Okay. Now what if we want the power of a number? Suppose 2 raised to the power 4, which is 16. So we can do like 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2. Yeah, but this is easy. Like it's only 2 raised to 4, right? But what if you want 2 to the power 50? We're not continuously going to write 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 50 times, right? For that, we can write 2 and then we can write 2 asterisk signs and then we can write 4 for suppose 2 to the power 4. Enter. See, we can get 16. So this double power sign means the power of. Now we have done some basic mathematical operations. I printed that again. Anyways, we have done some basic mathematical operations. Let's do something with some names. If you want to print some name, example John, what we can do is we have to just type it in either single quotes or double quotes. For example, I do single quotes John, enter, and double quotes John, enter. This won't work because I have used double quotes and a single quote. So I'll do double quotes John, enter. Yes, now it works. Now suppose I want to write John's dog like this, okay? So I'll do single quotes John asterisk, sorry, apostrophe, that's dog. When I enter, it will give me a syntax error. And that's because we have used three single quotes and that ruins the word for us. That Python takes John but not as dog. For that we can write the complete thing in double quotes. Let's try that. John apostrophe S and dog. Double quotes and enter. This works. But what if we want to do it only in single quotes? For that we can write single quotes John and then we can use a backslash n and then we'll do John. This should work, right? Yes, it does. So what does this backslash do? It tells Python to ignore the single quotes before S. This works. And these words which are written in quotes are known as string. We can also print using a print function like print single quotes, John. See, again I did the same mistake. So let's print it again. Either you use single quotes or double quotes. It's actually better if you use double quotes for words and single quotes for a single character like A, B, C. So what is a function? A function is a set of code which does a specific task. Now let's take this a bit up. Okay. Now what if we want to print something multiple times? For that, we can use an asterisk or a multiplication sign. So for example, I write single quotes again, John. Then I want to print it 5 times. So I do, wait, let's give it a space here. And I want to print it 5 times. So I click enter and it will print John 5 times. We can also combine words using the plus operator. For example, single quotes, John, space, then I write plus and any surname, for example, Walker, and enter. See, it works. Now let's see if Python is able to print the address of a file. For example, I'll use the function print here in single quotes C colon docs backslash. We are we are going to see the nature docs file in John's folder. So John and then nature.doc and enter. But it did not print how we wanted. It printed c colon docs slash John on one line and it didn't even print the n and it printed ater.docs on the next line. Why did this happen? This is because in programming language slash n has a special meaning. That meaning is new line. So whenever we see a new line in any print function, it will shift it to the next line. But what if we want to print everything on the same line, which is like ignoring the meaning of slash n? We can do that. For that, we'll have to do print. And then before writing our sentence, what we can do is we can write an R in front of it. So this R stands for raw string. It means that the string will ignore any case of any special meaning that is put into it. So let's try it out. We write R, single quotes, C, docs, John, and then nature.doc. And yes, it works. So I guess guys that is it for today for some basic understanding of Python code.
Friend, watch the basic understanding of the Python codes and the programming where you can start one by one. So if you're not subscribed my channel, please subscribe for the Kazan Academy and Python for Mechanical Engineer. Thank you very much.